very good for me to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me, Idea, to share my thoughts and experience a little bit in how I see our society, how I see our world, and what is going on. Um, like Stephen said, so I do bathe myself within the global citizenship education, and I think one of the elements of global citizenship education is all about the interconnection of our world, the interdependence of our world, speaking a lot about unequal how unequal our world is, challenging perspective. So with critical thinking, but also more importantly, I should say, really about conscious action is also a need there. So thinking about, so when I think about all of this stuff at the same time, and I think about the question of how did we get here, very hard to summarize one particular element or many uh, concrete point as such, because like all the other speakers have already said, all of these systemic issues are basically playing with each other. They're so interconnected. But I'm going to try and sort of point out some element that I think are very much at the front or at the core of the issues that we're facing today. So I'm going to name a few things, and then I'm going to speak about them as I go along. So I want to talk about neoliberalism, or should I say this unchecked or unwarranted, unquestioned of neoliberal principles. So the market can solve everything. The market is the solution to everything kind of thing. This idea of unchecked growth beyond our planetary boundaries. Already Lorna has already talked about it a little by mentioning the donut economy, but very much has been driving and still driving our society or our system today. What I would call a failure of decolonization. So the idea that we wanted to, well, we talked about colonialism ending, slavery ending, but have we actually done it? Did we fail along the line of doing it? That's it. And then the last point would be the gap between what we all envision as a fair world and an equal world, and actually the ability, or I don't want to say the will, because I think it's beyond the will, that how ready we are to actually cross that bridge, swim that cold water to get to the other side, which will mean certainly to sit within our uncomfortableness, challenge yourself, release, give away some power that we have, because all of this also at the core is very much about basically the role of power, or who believe they have power, who actually has power, who's leading on to the power, who cannot recognize the power anymore, that they feel so trapped. This is also part of the play. So going back again to this whole idea of the markets can solve everything, we've seen, and the result of it is not just with our climate with our climate crisis, as we see, because of course, clearly the market has missed the point of natural resources and making sure that we're accounting for it for a long period of time. That's what we've done. We've lived as if we were living in a finite planet with all the resources that is never ending. But as we can tell right now, that's not the case, and we're paying the prices for it. And some people are paying more of the prices than others once more. But also, the whole idea of market solving anything can also be portrayed or seen when we think about jobs today in our society, especially when we think about COVID. It's very clear that there's a lot of position, or there's a lot of jobs that had been, in my opinion, I could even say denigrated, put aside as lower, left out of society, but actually had more value in terms of supporting society, supporting people, that has not been recognized. So if you think about the salaries, you think about who is actually benefiting, what is their contribution, what is their work they're doing, how much of value is put into their work, but how much of their work is actually contributing to the value of society. Once again, I think the market has failed us in that sense. once again, to support. Yet again, it's really, and that kind of links well with this idea of growth, and the impact of that has also been reflected within our education system, where where we've moved away from knowledge to supporting people to acquire knowledge, to critically think about the society, think about their neighbor, think about their action within, to actually creating machines of people, because people want to survive. And I'm not even, I'm not blaming anyone, because as a young person myself, going through college and having that question, should I pick something because I know I'm going to get a job out of it at the end that is going to make me secure, or should I pick something because I basically I need to contribute to society? And to talk about decolonization, once again, it's very much at that point, or that question of raising that, how ready are we to basically challenge the white gaze, or to challenge this idea of peace, some people are superior than other, and how much of that has been impacting our decision, or education system, or society, how we see the rest of the world. So if we constantly see people as less off, how are they ever going to contribute in our society? And I want to just end within that decolonization point and talk about Sarah Hamid's point, where she said that that individuals and institutions that commit to anti-racism often continue to reproduce racism, but paradoxically mobilize their stated commitment as proof that they are no longer racist. So the mere fact that you say that I'm working on anti-racism and I'm working on decolonizing my practice doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually doing it. You're probably continuously perpetrating. How many of us are still willing to sort of critically think, but also consciously act on those actions, whether it makes us uncomfortable or not? So these are the little things that I thought basically contributes to the systemic issues that we have today. And I look forward to continuing this conversation in breakout rooms. Thank you so much, Stephen.